So by the end of this video, you'll see the mistakes that I have made and some of the things that I probably got right, and hopefully you don't make the same mistakes as me. Because most people that watch YouTube, they want to see reviews of people that bought things, how bad or ugly that product can actually be. But before we move forward with today's video, we're going to thank today's sponsor, Osome. So to build a successful company in Singapore, you need a great team to support you. And Osome is expert at managing your company's compliance and business accounts while you can focus on growing the business. So the team at Osome will take care of all your finances and administration paperwork all through an app. And the best part of this is how responsive the team is when it comes to answering questions or queries that you might have. So as a business owner, having a place to track all your finances, all your payments, and all your invoices in one place is something that you'll be very grateful for. So instead of looking through multiple places just to find that one invoice, you have it all in one place. So check out the link in the description down below for a free incorporation plus 16% off your first year of corporate secretary and accounting services with them. And once again, thank you Osome for sponsoring today's video. So I've been kind of doing this YouTube thing for almost 3 years now, and the reason I started this channel was to monitor and keep myself accountable for my own personal finance.
Being accountable matters, Jamie.
While at the same time sharing this journey with 6,500 of you guys. This journey wasn't easy, and to be honest, I'm a pretty late bloomer and didn't really earn a lot until I hit the age of 30.
You're just a late bloomer.
So one of my biggest mistakes was when I was in my 20s, we probably earned the least because we're just starting out our careers, getting excited with credit cards, having the power of plastic, and that allowed you to rule the world and buy almost anything you wanted as long as your credit allowed it.
Life is plastic. It's fantastic.
So this was my biggest mistake, and for reference, back then I was earning roughly $2,000, and this was like in 2011 and 2012, which is not too far ago. And the usual credit limit that banks will give you is roughly 3 times your salary, so I had roughly like $6,000 or something to spend. So being young and stupid, this was where things got out of hand. So back then there were parties to go to, there were drinks to have, I bought a PS2, a whole Guitar Hero band set, I ate out a lot at restaurants, and I did all that good stuff. And then one day the spending got out of hand, which ended with me having some credit card debt that started to roll for a while before it started to hit me really hard.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
So the younger me was like, we can always make the minimum payment because things will be fine. But little did I know that making the minimum payments only cover the interest or sometimes a little bit of principal, and this ended up snowballing to almost double my salary, which became a wake-up call for me. So if you fast forward 10 years, which is in today's date, right now, I started realizing the importance of credit cards. So credit cards can be a double-edged sword, you see. It can help you in times of need and can also be one that can hurt you really badly. So looking back, it was a really stupid mistake of mine. So if you do have any credit card debt, please clear it as fast as possible because once it starts snowballing, it won't stop. But at the same time, if you do have a credit card, don't be afraid to use the card because the perks now are so much better. It gives you cash back, it gives you rebates, it gives you miles and all that good stuff. But then again, you should not be spending more than you should just to get the cash back because that's something really stupid to do as well.
So stupid.
Which then brings me to my next stupidest mistake, which is buying something I couldn't afford. So fast forward 5 years from when I was in my 20s, I was in my mid-20s right now, and I was doing sales. So you get custom-made shirts, you get custom-made pants, you get custom-made suits, you get custom-made everything. And the last missing piece to this look was a nice watch. So the funny thing about this mistake is, if I would have followed through with it, I wouldn't have called it a mistake because I would have actually made some money, one way or the other. But it didn't, so yes, this falls into the mistake basket. So the mid-20s me was like super hot-blooded and ready to get the whole office person looks, decided to get myself a Rolex. So the Rolex that I reserved or I put a deposit for was a black Submariner with date, which looks pretty good, it's a very common watch that you can get. So I scoured the internet looking for good deals on a second-hand Rolex market because first-hands were crazy expensive back then. And so I chanced upon a shop that was selling a Rolex for like $7,000. So back then, $7,000 was a lot of money, accounting that my salary was still pretty low, somewhere below $3,000. But being young, stupid, and with less than $7,000 in my bank, I decided to take a plunge to get a stupid watch. So the shop owner was pretty nice. He gave me an installment plan so you could come in and pay X amount every single month, and once you have paid up that watch, you get to keep it. But this was where everything started going downhill. because being young and stupid once again, I ended up spending money elsewhere and I ended up not getting the watch in the end. So the watch that I was looking at was a black Rolex Submariner with a reference 16610. So right now, today, if I would have gotten a watch at $7,000 back then, the watch is going for like $12,000 right now. And if I've continued paying off, I would have kind of made like, $5,000, something like that. But the biggest lessons here for you guys is to not buy something that you cannot afford. So right after this mistake, whenever I want to purchase something, I'll try to keep in mind that I got at least 2 to 3 times the price of the item before I commit to purchasing it. And this is one of the easiest way to ensure that you got enough by saving more money, which brings us to the third mistake I made. So truth be told, a lot of us will make a lot of mistakes when we're young because there's like so many distractions, right? You have to go out with friends, you have to watch movies, you go to the arcade to play games, you want to go travel, you want to do all that stuff. So I was one of those that YOLO'd my way through my teens, and this kind of hurt as I progressed in my life. So during my early 20s, I didn't save a lot of money, nor did I invest, because to me, my mantra was like, I can always earn the money back. But what I needed then was experience that money couldn't buy. So I had to hang out with my friends to get the latest gadgets that was in trend, and all that kind of hurt me quite a bit. And at the age of 28, I had very little savings left, and I was traveling to New Zealand to do one of those YOLO things. But I think everyone should give it a try. The traveling stuff and not the not saving part. So I kind of regret not saving a lot more, because if I did save a lot more, things might be a little bit different for me right now. So if you fast forward 5 years to the current time, here we are talking to each other, and one of the biggest lessons that I've learned so far from all these stupid mistakes is that we can always start again. So cliche as it sounds, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time to rebuild things, and things just don't happen overnight.
A lot happened overnight.
So one of the first few things I did when I came back from New Zealand was to pick up some side hustles, which kind of changed the way I looked at money. So money right now should be viewed as a resource that can help you get what you need to function as a normal human being. So let's say if you have a day job, picking up some side hustles on your free time can probably allow you to earn additional income. So granted that this income might not be very big at first, but as you progress and grind, this income or your side hustle income might actually overtake your day income. And by then, you'll have this huge happy problem on your hand, which is whether you should focus on your side hustle 100% or should you continue with your day job. So like in my previous video, I shared my side hustles, which are photography, videography, and YouTube. You don't have to follow what I do because everyone is different, but then you can use this as some form of a reference point. So maybe you don't have the skills in doing videos, but you're good with animals, you can offer dog walking services. Or if you're academically inclined, tuition could be a very good side hustle that can pay off very well as well. Or maybe if you're very good at designing things, you can offer commission artworks or design for people who are looking for such stuff. So at the end of the day, the journey to earning more money shouldn't be viewed as a bad thing, but thought of as a means to get you the income that you need to give your life fulfillment or even provide for your family and loved ones. So I hope that through the mistakes that I've made or the stupid mistakes that I've made, it has given you some insights on how to not make them. So I hope that you guys stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.